preview time. On Sunday we face in-form Aston Villa, who are only a couple of points behind us in the table. I think it's a Sunday 2 o'clock kickoff. But before we go balls deep into the preview, we threw it away last time out against Spurs. It was a 2-2 draw. We were 2-0 up, coasting. Then the second half happened and Tottenham scored 2 goals for them to scrape a point. Ten Hag once again got it completely and utterly wrong. The guy is a simpleton. He is so deluded, it's unreal. He needs to sod off back to Dutchland with his tail between his legs. He's a dope of a manager who top Red's fingers got the finishing touch. He got schooled in that second half by a novice in Ryan Mason, who had to curtail his footballing career because he suffered a head injury which meant he could never play football ever again. And what the contrast was from Ten Hag's team talk at half time to Ryan Mason at half time. Chalk and cheese, night and day. And I thought it was ridiculous what Ten Hag did in the second half. I didn't like the arrangement when he took some of the players off. You know, and I've been calling for him to shuffle the pack in the games that we've had to freshen it up. But he does that in the second half. And that's the wrong. He should be listening to me and not doing in-game management by taking off players that weaken our position and trying to get a result or hold on to what we've already got. Okay? Because Tottenham were on the floor in that first half. They've had their shadows taken away from them like Darkheart did to the Care Bears. I've used that analogy before and I've just used it again. And we just gave them, 2 goals, basically. I thought the 2 goals that we got in the first half, again, it's between a rock and a hard place, between the devil and the deep blue sea. We're playing counter-attacking football again. Individual brilliance for both Sancho and Rashford. Those days should be well and truly behind Man United Football Club. I don't believe that we should be playing in that way. You wouldn't see City play that way. You won't see Newcastle play that way. You don't see Arsenal play that way. You just wouldn't. I'm afraid that's how you do it. So it's a catastrophic result. We could be going out of the top 4 because of that result. Liverpool, I think they played before us. We need Spurs to do us a favour against them there. But it's at Scunfield, so Liverpool will probably do them there. And then the gap is only 4 points. I thought I was going to do a Diane Abbott then. She's not very good at maths, nor am I. But I do think it is 4 points. And they've got a superior goal difference as well, by the way. We've only got a measly +9. And we've had to work our way in single digits because we lost against the Dirty Scouts Bastards of Vermin 7-0. And now we've gave them a chance, a shot of leaping ahead of us into that 4th place bracket. And that's on the manager. And he needs to be blamed for it. And I've blamed Ten Hag for so many things this season. And this is his latest blunder. He shouldn't have played David De Gea against Brighton. And he shouldn't have played David De Gea against Spurs. He should have been dropped. I don't care if we're going to play a young goalkeeper from the reserves. He's hell better than David De Gea. We all know De Gea cannot come off his line. And what was he doing for the second goal that Spurs scored? It's like he was inviting Son for tea. He should be stopping that. He should be commanding his area, blocking his avenue. But instead he just stands like a fucking dickhead. Like a spare part at a wedding. We need to replace him in the summer. Apparently, he's going to get a new contract. I think it's certain channels, certain people who are stirring the pot. They're pretending that De Gea is getting a new contract because it knows a rival a lot of people. And I know who that guy is. Anyway, no clue there. But De Gea should not sign a new contract. He has to go. His fanboys out there in the shadows, you need to let go of the past. You're clinging on by your fingertips. We're Man United Football Club. If we want to compete for the trophies that matter, that Man United actually judged on, Premier Leagues and European Cups, We need to swap a goalkeeper. Go and get David Raya from Brentford. Go and get that Costa guy from Porto. He signed a new contract, but he's got a good release clause. People were mocking David Raya because he scored an own goal against us a couple of weeks ago. And then David De Gea, a couple of weeks later, days later or whatever, scores an own goal. But there's no scrutiny. And people need to start talking about David De Gea. He is a main factor. He is the issue that we need to sort out. You know, Man City, Pep knew he couldn't do anything, couldn't win the league with Joe Hart and Claudio Bravo, so they brought in Ederson, and then they won the fucking league, accumulating 100 points, never done before in the Premier League. And I think they finished what, 20 points behind, ahead of us when we finished second. And people keep saying, "Oh, Mourinho said that second was his greatest achievement." I don't think Mourinho actually believes that. It was tongue-in-cheek, off-the-cuff comment. But Mourinho's an idiot. He is an idiot. You know, and even if under Ten Hag we do win 2 trophies, we could be out of the top 4, we could be playing Europa League again. You know, and you know, we all laughed at Liverpool, and rightly so, for winning 2 Mickey Mouse trophies, and we could be doing that as well. And actually, Man City are going to do the treble. I hope that Man City don't do the treble. I don't want them to do that, obviously, but I hope they win the European Cup, because eventually they will. And do you know what? We could stop Man City doing the treble. It would be like in 1977 where Liverpool were on the verge of the treble and then we beat them at Wembley in the final to stop that from happening. So that could be the same again. But the Spurs result was catastrophic. You know, we shouldn't be owned by Ryan Mason. We shouldn't. We lost 7-0 against the dirty Scouse bastards across the swamp. Ten Hag should have got sacked for that. I would have sacked him on the spot. Because he should have been sacked. Never lost 7-0 against Liverpool when Moyes was in charge. Not when Van Gaal was in charge. Not when Mourinho was in charge. Van Gaal's the only the manager post-Alex Ferguson for our top reds that have won at Anfield. Other managers couldn't do it. Van Gaal has. You know? And I would bring in Donadolio Conte. I'll get rid of Ten Hag and I'll bring in Conte. That's what I would do. Because he's a winner. He'll win us a league title. I guarantee you that. Ten Hag doesn't have the look of a Premier League winner. He's not worthy of being associated with a Man United manager. You won't hear this on the Far Top Red channel because they're in cahoots to the football club. They want to go in press conferences. They want interviews by players. They crave that. They want that. They're top reds for a reason. Remember when top reds, they keep saying, don't they, "Oh, we hate the Glazers. We don't want to do anything with Manchester United Football Club because we'll be on their payroll." Well, that's funny, isn't it? Because I remember where a Mo play where some of the Far Toppers on YouTube were playing on the Horrelled Manchester United turf. And who organised that Far Top Reds? Oh yeah, it was your bosses, wasn't it? The Glazers. So don't come to me that the club don't want anything to do with you because you've shown your utter contempt. You've shown if they flash the cash or flash, you know, a paid trip to Old Trafford to play a charity football match, you'd be there like a shot, wouldn't you? Because these Far Top Reds will sell their grandma down the river to make a couple of quid. That's what they do. They're clueless personified. They think the world owes them a living. Well, I'm telling you, it doesn't. And you're the reason why the fan base is split down the middle. You're the reason why we haven't won a league title post-Alex Ferguson. You've caused so much trouble in the fan base. And you know who you are, by the way. You're toxic individuals. You care about yourself and nobody else. But that Spurs result was catastrophic. And we're going to pay the ultimate price for that if we don't get our act together. And nobody blames Ten Hag more than me. The Far Toppers will never criticise Ten Hag for the points I've just established. Because they love Ten Hag and they want to work with the football club. That's why. Not an opinion, it's a fact. Now the team I'm going to pick. De Gea in goal. And I will get to Aston Villa in a minute. De Gea in goal. Right back, Delo, Martinez and Varane are missing, which is a blow, but we go with what we have. I suppose we haven't got a choice but to play Lindelof and Porky Pig. A left back, I'll try Malacia there. Midfield 3, I don't know what's happened to McTominay. I think McTominay, oh yeah, you can't blame McTominay for the draw against Spurs, can you? Even though it's probably tempted for you. Brilliant, I digress. So midfield 3. Casemiro, and I've said about Casemiro, he's starting to look his age. He's starting to look like the 31-year-old that we bought. And Graham Souness, his comments, he got ridiculed. But just because we win the League Cup and might win the FA Cup, that doesn't mean that Graham Souness is wrong. You do know that, don't you? Because Casemiro, you ask him, when the cameras stop rolling, someone ask him, what do you want to win at Man United? And he'll go, the title, the Champions League. He's not going to care about 2 Mickey Mouse trophies. So if anybody's having to go at Graham Souness, he is right until we win a league title. And Casemiro, for me, I don't rate him highly as everybody else does. I'm not seeing what everybody else sees. He's a good player, he's reliable, but that's about it as far as I'm concerned. I don't rate him. You won't hear that on a far top rate channel either, but I suppose there is a reason for that. So, Casemiro, I hope McTominay's back, so I'll pick him in there. Bruno Fernandes up front. Martial across the back, front three. Sancho, Anthony, and Rashford, of course, who scored his 29th goal of the season. And ever since he started taking my advice to stop trying to be a pioneering politician and do what he's paid to do, being a footballer, he's done a hell of a lot better, so you can thank me. Just putting it out there. Now on to Aston Villa. Unai Emery has done an incredible job. He's been absolutely fantastic. They've come from nowhere and they're starting to blend in with the chasing pack. When he took over, they were near the relegation zone. He's transformed that team. And it comes all down to coaching. Look what he's done to Tyrone Mings. He was a mistake waiting to happen. Until Unai Emery got a hold of him. And now they could get a European berth. They could get top 4, you just never know. They're only a couple points behind us. And I know Unai Emery was sort of a figure of fun when he was managing Arsenal. But he's a proven winner. He's won 3 Europa Leagues in a row. And Aston Villa are lucky to have him. Ollie Watkins has been transformed. I think he's gone about 6 games in a row. And Aston Villa, unlike Newcastle, are a big club. Because they've actually won the European Cup. They've actually got a little bit of history. What Newcastle history? Oh yeah, Newcastle's history is bottled in it, isn't it? In 95, 96, yeah. They don't talk about that much, do you, though, Newcastle fans? Convenient, that, isn't it? Anyway, I digress. See, I do have a nasty streak in me, by the way. It does come out now and then. So, I think Watkins has done well. I was surprised when they got rid of Danny Ings. I wasn't sure what the thinking was there. But Unai Emery deserves a lot of credit. He's a fantastic manager. You know what I mean? I have to thank him, obviously, because if it wasn't for him, Ole Gunnar Knobhead will probably still be a Man United manager. So well done, Unai Emery, for stopping Ole winning the trophy. You won't hear that in a fat sorry channel. Anyway, so yeah, I'm in awe of Unai Emery. Villa got a good team. They've got Ashley Young, obviously. Yeah, it's odd, isn't it, how certain people slagged off Ashley Young. The same people, by the way, the same person who accuses Graham Souness of being a racist, but then he makes a xenophobic comment while pissed out of his skull in the penalty kicks. Oh, my nasty streaks come back again. Same person, by the way. Oh yeah, who scams Man United fans. And that's why they have a personal vendetta against the Manchester Evening News, because they know they outed the snivelling little coward that he is, by the way. Yeah? I'll never work for the Sun, never work with the Sun, and then was caught working with the Sun with a podcast with Ian Wright and Sean Custis. Convenient, that, isn't it? Very convenient. Anyway, that's the hypocrites of the far top reds, by the way. Shows them there. But I digress again. So yeah, I'm going to go for a Man United. I'm going to go for a draw. I don't think we're going to win this game. I think Villa will set the stall out. I think they'll do something tangible, and I think they'll get something from the game. I'm not confident in this team. So we need to get our bucket ideas up quite sharply. Otherwise, we'll be playing Europa League football once again next season. So think on, Tanag.